right, here we go. Week 9 coming up on double digits here. All right, here we go podcast.
Getting into the meat of the season here.
That's right. Yeah, the dry, fucking raw part of the season here.
Yeah, this is when seasons are made.
Yeah, this is where true grit is shown.
Yeah, this is grit week. Grit weeks.
Monday, July 22nd.
We are 34 days, 26 minutes from Sunday Night Football coming back. Just made that up. I have no idea. But
yeah. Where's Chris Berman, like Fox News?
Whoop!
I mean, not Fox News.
I don't know what you're talking about. The heat waves just fried your brain.
Yeah. Right before we were just talking about when you're in the grocery store and that one person is in the express lane that's like 10 items only, and they clearly have like 15 to 20 items, and you're just like, oh my god, what the fuck? Like, how many times do you want to tell that person to like fuck off and like don't be a lazy ass and go to like the normal line?
Yeah, 11 or 12 items like is acceptable, but when you have like a shopping cart full of shit and we try to play the oblivious card, like, oh, I don't know, this is the express line, I'm already here, so I might as well
say. The sign's too small, I can't read that.
Yeah, all right, you're not blind. I was just telling you off the podcast, like a month ago, I was shopping, huge line, like backed up down an aisle. It was like Sunday night, everyone's going shopping, and this guy is like, all right, they don't usually have an express line, but he opened one up. I was like, all right, cool, I have way less than 15, 12 items.
That's horrible.
And this lady has like a shopping cart full of shit. And she's like standing there, and we're all like, okay, well, I don't know where the line really begins for the express, so maybe she's going to wait. And then you can see her like shifting to the left. So we're like, okay, she's clearly going to try and go the express line. Of course, it's like some guy who's like monitoring the lines. He doesn't give a shit. He's like some kid, you know? It's like some summer job. He's not like coming down on her. And then she like, some people in the express line try and cut her off. They try and like, you know, force her out. And she just shoves her cart in, and she's like holding down. And of course, she just goes right to the front, and she gets to use the express line to get for like 30, 35 items. And then she's like, oh, I didn't know. Well, I'm here already, so it would just take too long to move it. It's like, no, fuck off, lady.
It's just like traffic. It's like literally like merging in traffic. It's like, who's going to go first? Who has the right of way? I don't know. And then, you know, it's like, okay, what the fuck? I love at one of the grocery stores near me. I think it's Vaughn's, and it's like three's a crowd. If there's more than 3 people in line, we'll open up a new one. And then every day there's like 10 people in each line, and they never open up like another one. It's okay. How would you fucking follow like your signs that are sitting in the
they don't
sitting in the store?
Yeah, it's so annoying. You just have to. It's just like common courtesy. You have 35, 40 items. Just go to the normal line, like or shop at a different time.
You know, you go to the same like grocery store like at work and stuff like that. Is it kind of funny? You get to kind of see the same people like all the time, the same like people working there.
Yep.
You have that kind of awkward like, you kind of recognize I feel like we recognize them because like there's only so many employees, but they see, you know, hundreds of customers a day. But then there's the times where they still kind of recognize you. Mm-hmm. And you're like, hey, should we have a conversation here, or I'll just have it be awkward? And it's like, yeah, let's have it be awkward and not say anything.
Yeah, I don't really care. It was funny though. So I used to go to this supermarket in Midtown, and then when I moved out to Brooklyn, they were right down the street. So they had like there's only 2 locations. Just by coincidence, they were where I moved. So I go in.
I'm sure you're going to figure out where you live now.
Storm your door.
Open up!
yeah, they're going to figure it out. It's the Brooklyn Fair Police! So I'm standing in the one in Brooklyn, and there's this like girl standing next to me. I'm just getting like just ordering some stuff from like the butcher or whatever.
Okay, some gabagool.
Gabagool. And the guy, the manager from the old place, is now the manager at the new place. He comes up to me, he's like, oh, it's a VIP! And he's like shaking my hand. And he's like, yeah, we got to get a picture to send to Douglas back in Midtown. So like he's getting pictures with me. And then the butcher's like assistant, or the head butcher, comes out from like behind to like help, because we were all waiting. There's nobody there. And he's like, yo, Raul, it's a guy. Remember this guy from the Midtown? So like they're all they bring me behind the counter. They're like snapping pictures. Meanwhile, Meanwhile, this girl is just standing there, and she's like, "What the fuck is happening? Like, who is this guy?" She thought I was probably like some like celebrity.
Yeah,
They're all getting
seriously.
pictures with me, and like the manager's like, "Yo, here's my card. You know, just contact me every time you come in." Which, like, relax. What do I need a manager for every time? Hey, I'm coming to the supermarket. Get my Triscuits ready.
Clear a lane for me. I'm coming in.
Yeah. So then, like, this girl's just eyeing me up, and then like later, I'm in another aisle, and she like pushes her cart past the aisle, sees me, backs up, comes down the aisle, and is like, she wants to talk to me because she's like, all right, she's like, listen, I know this is really uncomfortable, but like, who are you? Like, I forget what she did exactly, but she was like, are you like famous or something? And I'm like, no. And she's like, well, all those people were like blowing smoke up your ass, and they were flipping out. I'm like, oh yeah, I used to shop at the Midtown location. And she was like, wow, that's really good customer service at these places. They really must love their customers. I was like, yeah, I just shopped there for like 2 years, and now I came here, and it was hilarious.
Oh my god.
So now every
That's
time I go
fucking
in there,
ridiculous.
I'll be like guaranteed like 9 out of 10 times I'm in that store, I'll be at some point shopping, and I'll just hear, yo, it's the VIP! Like the manager will just scream
Oh
out
my god.
every time almost that I'm there.
It's fucking ridiculous, dude. Yeah, you gotta take advantage of that. You gotta know and be like, hey, Jimmy Jones! Hey, Peter, what's up?
Yeah, get some free discounts.
Yeah.
I actually said that to him the last time I saw him. I was like, yo, I'm like clearly the VIP. Do I get like some like discounts? He's like, no. He's like, I wish I could. And he gave me some like run around, but
How much you get really upset, like the grocery store, looking like trying to Jew the grocery store over.
Oh my God.
All right. Anyways, yeah. So yeah, dog days of summer. we're coming up with stuff. We're gonna secure a our first guest. We're still working on it. We've been building it up for a couple weeks, but hopefully we get that in the next week or so. We'll have another guest coming up.
Definitely next week. Definitely next week, I think.
Okay. Yeah, we'll see about that. They come like Friday, Saturday. We're like, yeah, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, so here we go. Let's get into. Let's start with some of the newest shit. Everyone's talking about it. We'll go into this. We're changing up a little bit. Top Gun. Let's start with Top Gun. Everyone's flipping out about the Top Gun trailer, and you saw it, right? Obviously.
Yeah.
So anyone that hasn't seen it, go see the Top Gun trailer. It doesn't show much, but it's just a typical like. Gets the blood flowing, like, you know, everyone, you're like, fuck yeah, like America, Top Gun, let's go.
Kenny Loggins cuts in.
Yeah, Kenny Loggins.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Oh fuck! Actually, shit! The Taiwanese flag is off of his jacket. I saw.
I didn't even see that.
Disrespecting USA. What the fuck?
Why did they remove it?
I'm just joking. They saw that he used to have the flag of Taiwan on the back of his
Yeah, but why
jacket.
Why did that?
Because they're pandering to communist China, so it like does well in China. So when they release it in China, and people there aren't like, oh fuck Taiwan, they're just like, oh okay, good, like we don't give a shit. It's Top Gun. Like little girls like in your room, just like Jeffrey Epstein over here.
Hey, shut up!
You like have like a sex island, have like perverts like over there.
Yeah. We'll play this during the thing. I thought the trailer was just kind of silly. It's just the same movie over again.
Yeah.
Like it gets you pumped up. You hear this music and you're like, oh shit! Like it's gonna be
like he's riding his motorcycle in the sunset in San Diego. It's like every shot is exactly the same.
But it's like why couldn't they just make a new plot? Why do they have to be like, oh, he hasn't been promoted in 30 years and he's just like not gonna retire, but he's too old to die. It's like, all right. It's like
I thought it was super weird. They show him talking to Ed Harris, and Ed Harris is like 80 years old. Like he looks old. And then Tom Cruise, while he still looks young, like youngish, he looks old too. It's like he's not like a young man anymore. And it's like, why are these two old dudes like having it out right now? How about you just like relax and like I think he said, how about you like promote him? Like keep him like suppressed in the ranks for like 30 years.
He's like the best pilot apparently like they've had. It's like, oh, we're not going to promote you. It's like, okay, at some point. And if you're Tom Cruise, wouldn't you be like, fuck off at this point? Like, I'm going to go join the Air Force. Like, you guys aren't promoting my ass. Why are you keeping me here?
Yeah, we're like, request a transfer.
Yeah, he's putting his ass on the line, and they're like, "No, we're not going to promote you because you're a badass. You go rogue all the time." It's like, okay, promote the guy. He's like 50 years old.
Yeah, but I think isn't the news story? Spoiler alert. It's about him like training Goose's son.
Oh, I didn't hear that. See, that would make sense.
Maybe I'm making that up, but that's what I thought I heard. So they show the scenes that's like they're playing gay volleyball.
Yeah.
They're at the bar, like singing songs.
Yeah, see, it's the same.
They get butt heavy.
It's the same shit again. Like, why are they just redoing it?
Like, they're just trying to make the same. Everyone's gonna flip out. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's great," but then you know what? You're gonna get like 100 articles the next day after premieres to be like, "Oh, it wasn't the same. Like they were drinking like Bud Light instead of Bud Heavy, like millennials, and it's gonna be like, okay.
Yeah, who gives a shit? But why couldn't they like they should have made Maverick the instructor, and he's like training people now, and he got his due, like he worked up the ranks. He's like this established, like well-respected officer in the Navy. It's like, why is he this like disrespected piece of shit now who they've like left a captain for? When did Top Gun come out? 90s? So we're talking 30 years, 20 years at this point?
Yeah, who knows?
It's just lazy, right? It's just like, all right, we know what worked like 20, 30 years ago. Let's just roll that shit out again.
Yeah, I feel like, with a lot of remakes, they just make remakes exactly the same, like so many of the same stories. But this one, I feel like it could be terrible. But there's been that break between it. It's not like they had a Top Gun 2 that came out like 5 years after the original and it sucks. It's like, okay, we're not going to do Top Gun anymore. They just did one and they were done, and now it's back. Like, I still think it's not necessary. Like, Top Gun's Top Gun. I don't think it could ever be the same. Those scenes, like, they're timeless in a way where, okay, you're going to have like oiled up beach volleyball. You can't do that in any movie. Like, it's just like it fit perfect for that, as ridiculous as it was. Val Kilmer, I think he has like cancer or something. He's like throat. He's wearing like a scarf now, so it looks like he clearly had like throat surgery. He's gonna come back and it's gonna be like, okay, he's clearly ill, not well. He's gonna try and act like his character, like a badass.
Yeah.
Have you seen Val Kilmer in like any movie recently?
No, I'm gonna look it up. I mean,
I saw him a few years ago in a movie, and dude, he was messed up. Like, he was not well. I don't know if he was sick or like an alcoholic, but it looked like he was having a lot of fucking issues.
Yeah, he has these throat.
Like Tom Cruise, at least. Tom Cruise, dude, he's like on top of his game, even though he's fucking crazy. Like the latest Mission Impossible was pretty badass, and he does all the stunts and everything. Like, he's a good actor. He puts out like good movies, but I don't know.
I mean, it's not like The Lion King, where you're doing like, all right,
what a transition here.
I could see people with The Lion King being like, we want it to be shot for shot because it was a cartoon, and now they're saying it's like live action, but like relax. What do you have, like lions running around the set, like acting it out? Like, definitely not live action, it's CGI. But at least with that, I can understand doing a shot for shot remake because you're taking a cartoon and you're making it CGI, and it just looks better. But you can't take an actual movie like Top Gun, like a live action movie, and just redo it. It's just leave Top Gun as it is, and the plot has to be completely different. Like, let the characters age, and the 2019 version should be like where they're at in life now. Like, why is Maverick stuck back where he was? He's got to train Goose's son, but he hasn't been promoted. It's like, okay, so he's literally been on pause for like,
which be a horrible like
ended.
Person in the army, like you don't get like
but you never get promoted
or anything.
Yeah,
I feel like. No, go ahead. Sorry.
Just if he was that bad that you weren't going to promote him, then like, can't you just kick him out? Be like, all right, you're so shitty, like you're fired, or you're
discharged.
Just like
he's like, all right,
I
think studios, dude, like having worked in, like you probably know this too, having worked like in the industry, studios are greedy. You know, like they could care less if the movies. Like I think some of the people that work on the movie, like the directors and DPs and stuff, like do care. But the people that work like for the studios are like, okay, we gotta make meet this like expectations of like revenue. So we got to make like this movie because they have like a movie charted for like 3 years, 40 years from now.
Oh yeah.
Even 5, 6, that's a remake. They don't even think about like fucking Little Mermaid or something. Like that's in the works, so like be remade in like
Of
6 years, and they have that planned. But it's
Mhm.
like they don't even care if it's going to be horrible. Like I don't even know, dude. Just Lion King has 53 on Rotten Tomatoes percent. Like everyone's probably like, oh, it's not the same. Like making a remake, everyone's just going to compare it to the original. And
Yeah,
it's
it's a
most
risk you
likely going to
take.
get shit on. But they don't care.
Well, because there's a format now to make a billion-dollar movie.
It's going to make a ton of money.
They know exactly, like, we don't have to take a risk. We know exactly what works. Doesn't matter if the movie's shitty. Because there are a core group of fans that are like so like beholden to that movie that they're gonna see it and they're gonna love it no matter what. So they know that, like, all right, the movie can be shit, but it's still gonna make a ton of money, and we're still gonna have our fans out there. They're gonna be like, oh my god, it was amazing. And it's like, even if it wasn't, it's like it's I want to say it's lazy, but it's smart because they just know, like, hey, this is the formula to make like $1 billion with a movie.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
why take this chance on like some movie that nobody knows
Yes.
when we can just make, like, I don't know, we can make a fifth Joker movie and everyone's gonna go flip out about it and go see it.
Yeah. At least it's kind of like, I don't know. I think if you do it, uh, like, okay, you're not having like Jack Nicholson like as Joker, where it's like super cheesy.
Mm-hmm.
You have what's his name, who's like it's really dark, so it's a little different twist on it.
Yeah.
Instead of making like the same movie, like that, like imagine if they made Top Gun like in space, that would be horrible, but it would be fucking different. Space Force, Top Gun.
I mean,
Space
honestly,
Force.
that's so not far fetched. I could totally see them like making that.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, I
Like
mean, the Joker
he
trailer.
like fucking what's his name? Tom Cruise is like Trump's inaugural like pilot to be like Space Force.
I could definitely see it. You guys,
Who would flip out?
Yeah, but everyone will want to go see it.
That's like I heard that they're the movies, how it's so expensive to go to movies, and they have like these tiers if you go to like a 3D movie or like a Atmos or whatever. They're talking about charging different rates for like bigger movies. So like if you go to like Avengers, it's like $25 for a ticket. But if you go to like Lion King, not even Lion King, something like an indie movie, it's like $8.
I mean,
because
it's a great movie.
because it's yeah.
I mean, it sucks for us, but like
yeah. Because it's like, okay, everyone wants the Avengers, so
yeah,
it's a premiere movie. No one gives a shit to go see whatever, so maybe it entices more people. I don't know. It's actually not a bad move, like you said. Kind of makes sense that would happen in today's like kind of market with the way movies kind of shit the bed now. How many times do you go see a movie? You go see big movies.
Yeah, I don't really see movies too much anymore. Like, I know that sounds weird, but like,
no, I don't think it's weird at all.
I've seen 2 movies that are out now, and that's so rare for me. I saw yesterday, I saw Toy Story, and I'm like, I never see current movies. Usually I'm like, no, I haven't seen that shit. Like, I don't go, because it's so expensive to go see a movie. And like, what movie do I really need to see in theaters?
Yeah.
There, like, Free Solo, which was that random like climbing doc. Like, okay, that needs to be seen in theaters. And I get that like Endgame needs to be seen in theaters, but like most movies, I just feel like
what the fuck? Yeah, it does. In the theater.
Most movies, I'm like, I'll just see it when it comes out. Like, I don't really care that much. Like, it's so expensive. Imagine paying like $50, or you have like a daughter now, so a child now, so you're gonna spend $75 to go see a movie.
Yeah,
that's crazy. It's getting to the point where it's like sports now. Like, you're basically going to see like a sporting event.
Yeah,
it's getting that expensive.
Go to those like disgusting movie theaters where people are like eating like fucking sandwiches and like Chinese food in the theater. We already talked about this last.
We already talked about this. Your like biggest pet peeve: people eating like Kung Pao chicken in the theater. You get like super fired up.
You just hear like fucking like like all this shit like what to make like shitty noises.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. There's like rustling and chewing and yeah.
Yes, but I don't know. The remakes, I guess it depends. like I saw like they came out with another like Predator. I was like, I didn't even know that was a thing. You know, they made like a remake of Predator. It's like they made so many Predators, and I get it's like a franchise, but when does it ever end?
It doesn't.
It's
Everything's going to
weird.
get remade. Everything's going to get remade.
Okay, what's the next remake that you want to see? Let's see.
A remake that I want to see?
Yeah.
The Rock with Sean Connery and Nicolas Cage.
That would be just like Top Gun. It'd be so cheesy.
Oh yeah, of course.
Them all back. Sean Connery is he even alive?
I think he retired from acting, but a real movie that I want to see remade?
Like, lazy from acting. It's like the easiest job ever.
Oh shit. I don't know. I don't like remakes because like, is there a movie that you really feel like needs to be remade? Has there ever been a remake where everyone's like, that remake was incredible?
No, the remakes that I hate are like Star Wars, right? So like the Force Awakens. You said on the Star Wars, right?
Mm-hmm.
Star Wars Force Awakens, which is the first of the new one with the new actors, right? The first of the new trilogy.
Okay.
2015.
Okay.
It had the same like plot as A New Hope, right?
It did.
Like
was it New Hope or was it Return of the?
Oh,
yeah, I think you're right.
No,
Empire Strikes Back, right?
No, that was the second one. Was like the most recent one was like that.
Yeah, they're all. It was like yeah.
Oh, she's from like a desert planet, and Luke Skywalker's from a desert planet. Then it's like, oh, they find like the Millennium Falcon. Like it's the same. They have the same events happen, and it's like, okay, it's literally the same movie, just with like new characters.
Yeah, because what they want. I thought Rogue One was the best Star Wars of the new ones because it was a totally different plot, and it was actually like a genuinely good movie. It wasn't just a remake of the. Well, I mean, the first three were classics, but what they want to do is they want our generation to have their own Luke Skywalker, Han Solo. Like they want to give us character. They want to tie us back to those original movies, but they want to give us characters that we can identify with. So instead of saying like, oh, I'll just watch the movies from the 80s. Now they're like, well, you get your own movie, and you get a connection back to those movies. You can watch those movies, the original three, and it's connected to the cast and characters that we're giving you. They're just remaking the movie with modern characters.
Yeah, exactly. But I think that's all the studios. The studios are like, we want to play it safe. Like we know this will play. And that's it. And then I think that's when the fighting happens between the directors, like that want to be like really creative and stuff like that. That's where I think shit kind of changes.
Because it's I don't know what movies it started with, but there was it probably wouldn't take too long to think back on this, but they just started pumping out these movies and realizing like, holy shit, these movies make like $1 billion. Let's just keep making these. And the quality is going to be not that great. It's going to be like a action-packed Michael Bay type summer movie. But it's going to make more money than like whatever wins the Oscar. Not saying the Oscar is like really the end all and be all, but you know what I mean, like a quality plot and like a good solid movie.
How about you have like a SUV just for your dogs?
What the fuck?
Michael Bay. I heard that he has a his own SUV for his dogs. Like it's two huge dogs.
You look so wealthy, you don't even know what to do with your money. Just buy like cars for your fucking dogs.
Just someone driving around.
That's the thing, though. He's made so much money because, like, maybe did it start with Transformers? I mean, was that like no? That was too long ago, right?
No, dude. He did like I think he did like Bad Boys and stuff.
No, I'm not saying that Michael Bay's movie. I'm saying where like the formula for $1 billion movie begin? Was it like the first? Was like Transformers? And it was like, oh shit, people really like this. Let's just like keep pumping these out.
Yeah, dude, that's hard to say. You'd have to look into that. I have no idea. Yeah, Bad Boys, 95. How about he does like that shitload of Meatloaf music videos before he does Bad Boys right after? He did. Yeah, no, he was the music video director. Lionel Richie, Tina Turner.
Oh shit! So he did some like Michael Bay, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was a music video director. Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Sticks. Faster.
This is like
Pussycat.
the 80s.
Oh shit! Remember Pussycat? Yeah. 90s.
Yeah.
All 90s.
Wow. I did not know that.
All right. Anything else on the movies or the remake front that you got?
I mean, I don't hate the remakes, but I think you just have to take them with like a grain of salt. It's like take them for what they are. They're not.
How about you really poor and have like the tiniest like piece of salt like ever, like a grain of salt? What kind of saying is that? You're like, put it on like one tiny piece. So much better now.
Did you like shit on the camera? Just take like a big dump during the podcast. That noise. What the fuck was that noise?
I'm talking about fucking grains of salt.
Grains of salt. I don't know. It's too hot in New York City to try and think where that.
Yeah, it's a good transition there. All right. Heat wave. Give me some of the heat wave. We have like weird weather here. Actually, it looks beautiful right now. But yeah, I heard it's like flooding, blackouts. How about like you have like infrastructure that works, like it just gets hot and like the power goes out? It's fucking ridiculous.
Oh my God. Yeah, huge power outages. The subways are all delayed. I went down to the subway and I was like,
oh my God, it's going to be horrendous right now.
So I got on the subway on Saturday. And
here we go. Another subway story. That's what everyone's thinking right now. Sorry, no, I'm just kidding.
First of all, it reeks of BO because like everybody's sweating and it's like, it's legitimately like 110 degrees on the platform. So it's just a stale, we've talked about this a million times, but imagine like the heat outside, it's 100 with 70, 80% humidity. And now everybody's down underground in this like non-air conditioning like platform. It just reeks. And you have the homeless people who are wearing like jeans and sweatshirts and they're just like, they have nothing to change.
That's the worst.
So I get onto the subway Saturday like afternoon. And when you walk into a subway and there's into like one of the cars and there's nobody on it, that's probably not a car to get onto. If the car's empty during a busy time, then like abort. But I was like, oh, well, it's empty. Let me get on. The door's shut. No AC. It was just like, it was so fucking hot. And I only had to go like 5 stops. But like, you just feel a sweat going down your back.
You didn't try to get off, go to another one?
No, because I was like, it's 5 stops. And like, I don't want to get out, go to the next car. Like, fuck it. I was like, I'll just make it. But it's so bad. The heat here is just like, I don't even know. Like, it's just getting hotter every summer. It's getting to the point where
oh shit.
It's getting to the point where like, I don't know how you're gonna be able to do stuff outside. Like it's
here we go. All right,
so
you're
hot.
not gonna go like live outside ever again.
It's so hot. They're saying in like 5 years the average temperature here will be like 85 in the summer. It's the humidity too. So you go to like Phoenix, Arizona, it's hotter temperature wise, but there's like 10% humidity. It's the humidity that kills you here. It's just ridiculous. And then the only thing that breaks the heat are these like absurd storms where like you just get like driving rain and like crazy lightning. Streets are flooding. You get those flash flood warnings. So we got those.
Did you just have like a crazy like rainstorm? That's why everything flooded?
Yeah, but like they can't handle, like you're saying, the infrastructure here is so bad that they can't handle like the rain. Also, streets are like massively flooding. I just don't. I mean, I guess they haven't dealt with this kind of weather. Like it's just keep getting worse and worse each year. So the system wasn't originally designed to like handle this kind of shit. Because like, how else can you explain why like all the streets are flooding? I guess maybe the systems are old, but like, it's so bad.
I mean, it's rained before. Like it's gotta like, it fucking rains all the time.
That's what I don't get. But like, is it raining any more than like?
It rains in the summer. Oh
yeah,
shit! Here we go. Green New Deal. AOC.
Yeah. Honestly, like, when you look back and like summers as a kid, it's like, I don't know. Not to go off on some like tangent here, but like clearly it's getting worse. Like, it's getting so much worse. I don't know. It's just so fucking hot. It's awful. And like you're inside all day, so like, you don't really notice it.
So like that's the thing in New York is you don't like hang out outside normally because like it's disgusting. The city's smelly. It's hot. There's so many people all the time. Oh God, what the hell is that? What the fuck? All right, sorry. How about you like disrupt the podcast? Like take your headphones out, have like weird noises everywhere.
Beep 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 boop boop boop. It's a weep.
It's like. By the way, tune into our YouTube channel, so we can you can see kind of what some of the stuff we're talking about too.
I don't know. It's like it's awful.
Phil just picked up water out of his like bucket from his well, just like I need some water.
Bring water up from the well.
Are you like in like those New York movies? You're like sitting on the sidewalk and like you like break open the fire hydrant. Everyone's like, yeah!
They did that outside my office. They took a fire hydrant, they put a giant 2x4 on it, and then they put little spouts on it so people could walk by and you could get sprayed with water. But also it was like a huge drinking fountain. So there were like a bunch of like little things that you could drink from. It's like, okay, relax, just go buy a bottle of water. You don't need like, we're not like, this isn't like 1950s here. Like, they're like, come drink water out of the fire hydrant. It's like, no, I'm good. I'm gonna go buy water like right down the street, or they'll go to like get water at work.
Well, for some people, $5 bottle of water, like you fancy Manhattaners,
That's true.
can't
That's
afford
true.
that. And then you know why it's flooding when you have like fire hydrants like open all the time, like during the day, just like wasting like a shit ton of water everywhere.
I don't get how this shit happens.
How about you waste water? Like we're in a drought. We're in a drought down here. We'll just like ship some of that this way.
Yeah, and you guys are in a drought. It's like, all right,
yeah, fuck this shit.
Yeah,
we're actually not. We're actually not in a drought anymore.
Yeah, it's rained once in the past 78 days or something. Oh, we're not in the drought. Oh, Lordy, it's water from the heavens.
Would you have like a weird like preacher? Like do rain dances.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the summers in New York though, it's pretty normal. I remember being there and it being excruciatingly hot. And all you wanted to do was get into like, you go to like a big store where you're like, oh, thank God it was like AC, and you just walk around. This thing in New York, you just walk around. Like all you do in New York is spend money. It's like, okay, if I leave my apartment, all I'm going to do is spend money. It's like I'm going to go to some store, some bar, some restaurant, and like eat and drink and buy something, and then go to another store, another bar, then go to another bar, and then I go to another bar. It's like,
and even if you stay in, you're spending money because you have to have the AC running because it's so hot.
Yeah.
And I got a letter from my electric company being like, you are not as efficient as your neighbors. And I'm like, oh, fuck, here we go. They're like, last year.
Guilt trip the shit out of everybody. It's so annoying. I have that shit too.
And it's like, all right, listen, I'm all for like maybe not using the AC as much. I don't want to like, I have it off now and I'm like going to put it on all night when I go to bed because it's too hot. Like I'm trying to like keep it off more and more, but it's just too hot. You're like sweating. I mean, I guess I could get a fan, but.
Yeah, how would it be like, like super like fucking privilege? You're like, fans? Like, god damn, who the fuck has a fan? I saw pictures of people like sitting on the stoops because of like the blackouts, and they're just fucking like dying of heat, and you're like, oh god, I got a letter from my electric company that says I'm like not as efficient. People like legitimately dying from like heat. I saw all these like old people like they're like, oh, those old people had to like be transported because of the blackout in like their elderly home. There's all these old people sitting on like a bus, they're like just sweating their ass off. Can you imagine being fucking working at an elderly home? You got to pick all those people up, like sweat and everything.
No, we're definitely privileged here, but still, even being privileged. So, like 4 summers ago. I was living in another area. My roommate was telling me that his sister lived in this building where the elevator, middle of the night, because of the heat, it just malfunctioned and like shot to the lobby and just wouldn't work anymore. It like the whole system like blew out. Of course, the landlord doesn't fix it. And then like after like a month, everyone's taking the stairs and shit. And so like after a month, all the tenants like rise up and are like, if you don't fix this, we're gonna like move out.
Or just like Planet of the Apes in your building.
So he gives them the runaround, right? And he's like, oh, well, I'll get it fixed. So they call the police. The police come into the building. There were like elderly people apparently on the higher floors who, when the elevator broke, they just couldn't get out. They were just there for like a month, and they had people.
Oh my god.
They were like living off their groceries. They were like calling relatives to bring them stuff. People had to like carry them down the stairs, but most of them just like got by in their apartment for like a month and just like never left because their whole way of getting out was the elevator, and the elevator wasn't working. So like it's ridiculous. Like
city of brotherly love.
Yeah, well, New York, not Philly, but
I thought that was New York.
That's a Big Apple.
The Big Apple.
Giant piece of
New Yorkers helping New Yorkers, creatures of New York. Yeah, I had a I think I had 4-story walk up my first apartment in New York. It was
Yeah, I
horrible.
mean, it's horrible, but you do it when you're young. But if you're like elderly, you need the elevator.
Yeah, when you're like 32, you're like, God damn, I'm like so elderly. You need an elevator and AC.
Oh, Merc, is that you? I gotta put the AC on.
Yeah, it's weird too. Like, I'm probably gonna sound like an idiot. Like, why the fuck does everything just shut down when the heat it gets hot out?
Because it probably overwhelms the system. It's like the systems are not like probably up to date.
How much you spend
Imagine,
money and like upgrade your systems instead of
yeah,
like,
that'd be great if if we did that. But
New York
unfortunately,
has like the highest taxes like in the country. How much you have like no money to do anything?
we spent $1.5 billion to redo subway station down by the World Trade Center. It's like that's great. Can we put $1.5 billion into the system itself and then like maybe have improved it? Like why do we need state of the art subway station?
I saw that like Kumo, whatever his name is, in De Blasio.
Yeah.
Like they said like they Kumo blasts New York whatever the electric company is, and it's like the electric companies are usually like state funded and like monitored by the state. At least out here they are. It's like, why the fuck are you blasting them? It's like your fault, dude.
Yeah,
Fucking
I don't know.
idiots.
I don't know. It's
What is the electric company in New York? What is it again? I forget what it is.
Con Ed.
Con Ed. Which have like, like futuristic, like evil company names. Space Force. What's the one in Transformers? Oh no, not Transformers. Terminator.
Oh,
Skynet.
Skynet. Yeah. I'll be back.
Yeah, I don't know. It's pretty nice here. It's funny how that kind of happens. Like, yeah, you guys get the humidity. Like, we're like a month behind, I feel like, in summer. Like, summer just started for us like 3 weeks ago. It really started being clear every day and like hot.
Yeah.
And the coast is different. Like, I feel like we're so much more level. Like, it's kind of deserty out here. Even that's why we have droughts, is because it's like, yeah, it's a fucking desert in Southern California for the most part. But like, summer just started, and
But you start really late. It's like end of July. You're like starting summer now.
It is. No, but then we have summer in September when you guys like it starts to like become fall in October. It's still really nice out here and warm.
Yeah.
Consolidated Edison, which is a weird name. Yeah, they made $12 billion last year in revenue. Good thing they can run the New York City.
It's just, and they never know what causes it. They're like, oh, the power went out in half the city, and we don't know what the hell caused it. It's like, all right, how about you get to the bottom of that?
Yeah, they know. They do. They're just like, yeah, fuck it. We're just gonna like pretend and tell people. Because what are people gonna do? What are you gonna be like? Go shut down Con Ed?
Yeah. What are we not gonna use them?
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go to like Jim's Electricity.
Yeah.
He's got like a kite with like a key on the top.
Yeah, just light a candle. Did you take care of the horses, master? Walk around with a candle.
Giant lanterns.
The British are coming. No, it's
Isn't that Ben Franklin? He had like a key on like a kite, which you like electrocute yourself.
Apparently, how he discovered electricity.
Yeah.
It's like a horrible way of discovering shit. Do really dangerous shit, like put metal on a kite on a thunderstorm. Like, oh, look at me! Like, what the fuck is that?
You gotta do that at the top of your building. Just get up there, put a kite. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, I'm discovering electricity, and like a big kite with a key on it.
Oh,
fucking my God. There are people out here. There was a really bad lighting.
You gotta get a giant key that has like a huge key, like a skull key. Remember the skull key was like open everything, like every key like in the world, like a skull key. You remember that?
No, what key opens everything in the world?
Yeah,
to like have like some ridiculous key. What is this?
I think it was from like Zelda or something.
Oh, it's from like a video game.
The skull key, yeah, I think it was like Zelda or something.
Like be a peeping Tom, like just open the door and shit. Use the key to like sneak in on your neighbors.
Skull key is obtained on level 120 of the mines. Yeah.
Oh yeah. The mines. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that sucks for you. I mean, this is the time we got to go to the beach, though, right? Like but then you're on the train for like an hour and a half. I remember doing that. You go to like Long Beach, you go to the beach.
Yeah, exactly.
And you gotta pay to go to the beach. I thought that was the most ridiculous fucking thing.
Yep.
Pay to go to
Like,
the
I mean, I don't even want to go to the beach in this weather. Like, yeah, it'll be cooler, but you're just sitting out there in the sun. Like,
beach.
you're gonna need to get an umbrella to like shade.
Like really spoiled. You could get an umbrella. Jesus Christ. There's like normal things. Like I gotta get a chair, put my feet in the sand. I don't
That's
like
not
that
fun at all.
Ew.
Yeah, I don't want to sit on the beach when it's like 100 degrees out. That sounds terrible.
Yeah, you go in the ocean.
Yeah, so now I'm like confined to the ocean, like I'm like a porpoise. I have to like sit in there, be like, can I go?
Right. Confined to the ocean? What the fuck are you talking about?
I mean, the beach is not fun when it's that super hot. The sand is hot, it burns your feet, and then you have to
Those wear sandals.
yeah.
People. You're homeless, you have these shoes.
No, I got my sandals, I got my rainbows, I go out on the beach.
You have Lucky Charms, like when you go to the beach.
Yeah. Me Lucky Charms.
Yeah, would that be fun though, dude? Like, get a giant cooler, go to the beach with like 5 people, rent a fucking tent.
Could you rent a tent? When do you go camping on the beach? What is this, like Coachella?
Like a cabana, yeah. Cabana on Long Beach Island.
Oh,
this is when you got to go to Coney. That'd be Coney Island would be the good time.
Coney Island. If I go to Coney Island, I'm like gonna ride the rides. I'm not going on the beach in Coney Island.
Did you go to see Mr. Robot? Did you see that show?
No, what's that?
Oh, they have. It's like he's like a hacker, but he has like this crazy laboratory. It's in like Coney Island. It's like how about you have like a crazy like take over the world from like shitty like part of New York.
Yeah, and eat like giant hot dogs and like eat hot dogs. No, the beach isn't a bad idea, but like it's not. That's great if you're going to the beach, you can just like relax. But just going about your day on like a Saturday and it's so fucking hot. I know that sounds like
I remember never wanting to leave my apartment.
Yeah,
I was like, it's just not even worth it. It's just horrible.
Yeah, you can't go for like a run. You can't like it's like anything. You're just sweating, and it's like I know you know how we talked about shorts in the office a couple podcasts.
Oh yeah.
That's allowed now. It's so hot. Everyone shorts in the office.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's just like, you know what? I don't even care anymore. Just wear whatever the fuck you want. It's so hot.
But you like sweat and have like pubes like everywhere in your chair.
Oh my God. I got on the elevator at work, and this guy was so sweaty you could literally see through his shirt. He was wearing like a dress shirt. The whole back was sweaty. I didn't even notice until he turned to the side, and you could see like the normal color of the shirt like on his hip, but like the whole back was like damp. And in the front, he had like the top buttons undone, and you could see it was like, oh my god. First of all, wear an undershirt.
Wear an undershirt. Wear a shirt, wife beater.
Yeah. A guinea tee.
Oh yeah, the guinea tee. Wear your guinea tee. I'm gonna say it like that better.
It's like, come on, it's so fucking hot. But
when's it supposed to end?
Tomorrow it's supposed to be like 75. So that's like a break.
Yeah, like
then
you're flipping out. It's gonna be like perfect tomorrow.
Yeah, then it goes right back up again. So tomorrow is gonna be 74, of course, raining. But then by next week at this time, it's back above 90. So.
Yeah, it says New York City mayor calls for investigation. How about you like be super lazy and just like actually take action?
Surprised it doesn't happen more though. You think all these big cities like they don't have power outages more?
Yeah, it's true.
It's crazy.
No, it's actually really nice. It's getting nice here. The thing here, dude, is the temperature changes from so many different parts of the San Diego. Like you can go inland, and then from inland to the beach, it's like a 10-degree difference. And then on the beach, like in the morning, it can be like 65 still, but then it warms up pretty quick now. It's summer, but it's right now it's like literally like perfect. Like this weekend was why they call it like San Diego. Like it's literally like amazing.
65, yeah. The fact that you're complaining about 65, I would like.
No, I'm not complaining. I'm just saying that's like a cool morning, but then
I know, but
it's like
saying,
75, like 80 with like a little breeze. It's like legit when they think about San Diego, the water is like perfectly blue. I went surfing all weekend. Went to the beach.
You're like lazy, don't do anything, just like go sit on the beach all weekend.
Yeah, left work early, went surfing.
My God.
Yeah, it's typical. It is different out here.
Yeah.
All right. Anything on weather? You think you want to add to that? Finish it off.
Nah, it's just hot.
Yeah, but you complain a lot. It's like have
Yeah.
weather seasons. How about you move? Complain. Do something about your life. Just like move.
Should like be like my father, like give me advice, tell me to like move.
Son.
Time to move.
Um. Okay, so you take this one. You were talking about we were talking about movies that we just finished, and I had just finished watching The Hangover. Speaking
Yeah,
of remakes,
yeah.
so everyone saw The Hangover when it's like a big bachelor party.
Probably one of my all-time favorite comedy. Not the all-time, but
It's
like on my list of top 10 comedies.
it's so funny, dude. Yeah, it's a great movie.
Great
There's
movie.
so many lines in it though that they would never say today. Like you think of like Bradley Cooper, like he was popular back then, but he's like top A-lister now.
Yeah.
He's saying stuff like at the beginning of the podcast, at the beginning of the movie, they go to get Ed Helms, like with his wife, and they sit outside and they go, I don't say this. They're like, paging Dr. Faggot. I'm like, okay. They would never put that in the new movie.
They couldn't today. You
It's so funny at the time, like, and they're all like fucking cracking, laughing their ass off at it.
Yeah, we're gonna when you finish Last Chance U, I just finished it tonight. We're gonna have a similar talk about like how like what you just said. I don't want to talk about it now because I can't bring up the example I want to bring up. We're definitely gonna have to discuss like you can't say shit anymore. Like,
But this is a document. I mean, Last Chance U is like a documentary, so I don't know what you mean. Oh, okay. I guess we'll have to wait then.
you have to wait. I'm just saying like you're saying they couldn't.
It's not a movie. It's not. They're writing jokes differently nowadays than they were. That movie's only. Well, it's probably 10 years old now.
Yeah, it's 10 years old, but like you're saying they can't say that line to something gets said in Last Chance U, which is offensive, but like I don't know. You got to see what. I'm just gonna let you watch it. We'll talk about it. But
All right.
yeah, you can never say that now. I don't think. Do you think they could put that in a movie these days?
Yeah,
You'd have to
I
make
think,
that
I think you
character
could.
like reprehensible. That character would have to be like the worst character. You couldn't make him out to be like how Bradley Cooper was in that movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
He's like, how about you be like a piece of shit? He's like, he's so excited to go to Vegas. He's like married, has a kid. His wife is beautiful. He's like, my life sucks. I was like, how about you be really fucking spoiled?
Yeah.
Like a beautiful wife and family.
yeah. Who's his wife in the movie?
It's no one. She's no. She's like in it for like 2 minutes. She's nobody.
The pass is at the end when I think it's the first one where Galifianakis goes up to Ed Helms' wife after Ed Helms tells her off,
Yeah.
and Ed Helms' wife goes to Galifianakis like, "Suck my dick," and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, thank you."
Yeah.
Like, no, thank you.
Galifianakis is so good in that.
He was kind of like a nobody going into that movie too. I feel like that movie kind of like propelled his career.
Yeah. Yep. That's for sure.
Um,
But yeah. Anyways, we're talking about like bachelor parties, right?
hmm
Yeah. You take this one. But what you want to get in on this?
So I have to plan one for next year.
Oh shit! Hide your wife. Hide your kids.
Yeah, which is like okay, it's really exciting. I'm not complaining about this at all. But I've been researching like.
So you're the best man, obviously, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I talked to the groom, and we like went down a list of like what he wants.
Is
He's
it
keeping it.
supposed to be a surprise? Bachelor party supposed to be a surprise.
Well,
I never had to
yeah,
plan
yeah.
one.
No. So it's gonna be a surprise. He wants it to be a surprise, but I need to know like what he wants as far as like you got to give me some details about like what kind of party you want. I'll do the rest.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna
You're like,
find
okay, we're gonna fly you out to like
Yeah.
fucking Antarctica for like a cruise.
Yeah. So he gave me like basic guidelines of what he's looking for, but basically I have complete control. So I'm planning everything based on like a couple notes here.
Yeah.
And it's just crazy because like it's so when you look at like I've researched a couple like resorts and a couple like areas to go, the options are just like endless. It's like I don't even know where you can pretty much do anything on a bachelor party. I've never had to like plan one before. I've always just kind of gone along for the ride.
Mm-hmm.
It's nuts. It's
You're
crazy.
super
like,
lazy, not contribute to bachelor party planning.
No. I mean, obviously I've contributed. I've never like taken it from scratch and been like, all right.
Yeah.
So I like called this one resort the other day. Where this is super early in the planning, all right? So this is not going to happen for like another year. But I like want to just get some ideas. And they're like, "Oh, do you want the
Mr. and Mrs.
Yeah,
You
do
know,
you
like
want the
excursion
yeah?"
galore.
They're like, "Do you want the Lido deck package? Do you want the Franklin package? Do you want?" I'm like, "All right, what is each one?" Like, "Oh, well, with the Lido package, every groom gets like a personal massage. They get to watch the sunrise." I'm like, "All right, what is the Franklin package?" Like, "Well, the Franklin package." I'm like, "Oh, Jesus!" Like, I'm like, "Do I get to customize it?" And they're like, "Well, if you want to customize it, you got to talk to Barbara down in reservations, and you know, we're really." It's just like, oh my God! So every place I call is basically what I have to do is like find a place I want to go and then go from there. It's like impossible. I've been trying to like find. I've been on like Reddit and other threads being like, what have people done for bachelor party within these guidelines? And people are like, oh, well, we've gone to this resort, this resort. So I'm like talking to these places, and I'm like, all
That's
right,
hilarious.
fuck this. I'm gonna find a location um, and then I'm gonna plan it from there.
I don't know how much. I don't know how much you can say, but are you planning on doing it? And you can tell me. You just just say you can't answer if you're going to do it
Okay.
near where the wedding is, like around the wedding, or it's going to be completely separate, like different destination.
No, so I have all of North America, Mexico, United States, and Canada.
But it's
So
within. But is it at like at the same time as the wedding, or it's a separate, like months before or whatever, or like
it's gonna be like 5 months before, 4 or 5 months before.
okay, yeah,
Um, but
yeah. I
it's
mean
crazy.
that'd be cool.
I mean, it's
That'd
cool.
be.
The options out there. It's exciting, but it's just like overwhelming
Do you
in a good way.
feel? Do you feel like you're gonna have like pressure? Like if it's gonna. I mean, I feel like it's it's someone obviously you probably know most of the other people like in the wedding party, like
Hmm.
the guys. I mean,
Hmm.
so like you're not gonna feel bad, like not nervous, like oh shit, I hope like he likes everything, or oh shit, actually, it's not. I don't want to assume gender. I hope they like everything, and uh, like you're not super worried about that type of stuff, right? Like
No,
you'll plan
no.
something's gonna be fun, and it's gonna be.
Like I knew this was. No, go ahead.
No,
Uh,
you're planning stuff that you would think would be fun too. It's not just
yeah,
like what he wants. It's like what everybody would be fun for the group. That everybody would enjoy because that's what's I think most important, right? That stuff that
yeah.
everybody does.
Well, like I knew this was coming, so I don't feel any pressure planning it. It's kind of like fun to try and plan this like big event. It's just like crazy all the options you have. My
Uh-huh.
theory going into this is like, let me find out who's in the wedding party. Those five are going to be like the ones I focus on. Like if I get like a suite or something, it's like okay, the five of us, and then everyone else, it's going to be like this is where we're staying. You have to book. It's going to be too crazy, right? To like
Yeah.
have it's like, all right, tell me who's in the wedding party. These are the people I'll focus on and make sure that these people have a good time. And then everyone
Yeah.
else, it's like, this is what we're doing. Please join us. We want to make this like accommodating to everybody. But, I think it's just like, I'm going to focus on like 4 or 5 people, maybe six,
Yeah.
just a wedding party.
Well, how many guys are in the
It's a
wedding
lot.
party?
Oh, I don't
Jeez.
know. It hasn't been decided yet. But the list is a lot. So like I definitely looked at the list and was like, there's no way I can do a thing that accommodates all these people.
Well,
So
if it's a
like
bachelor party, it's only like the 5 to 8 of you, right?
it's gonna be more. I think the groom wants to invite like all of his friends, so it's gonna be like a big
Oh, for the
event.
bachelor party. Okay, yeah. So it's not just like okay, gotcha. Yeah, it's all the guys. That makes sense. Yeah.
No, no, it makes sense, but it's like what was I gonna say? You can't like I'm not gonna try and like like I'm gonna find a place that can accommodate everybody, but when I book rooms, it's like all right, I'm booking rooms for the groom and the groomsmen, and then I'll send out a letter to everybody being like, this is where we're staying, but you have to book your own. Like I'm not gonna buy, you know, that's what
Reserve
I've
them
seen at other
all.
bachelor
Yeah.
parties. Like you get a suite for like the groomsmen, and then everyone else is
Yeah.
booked in that hotel. But the options are insane. I like literally told this lady like this is what I want. Think you would narrow it down? She's like, well, we have like 17 options with that. I'm like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah, dude, they're just trying to price gouge you like every way because they know you're coming to spend money and have a good time. So
Yeah,
everything's like top of the line, like make sure you spend all this money, all inclusive type shit.
yeah. So I told her I was like, well, we really want to like some type of boating activity. So I don't know if it's like fishing or jet skiing or whatever. And she's
All
like,
right.
oh well, the third package we offer like comes with boats. And I'm like, okay. So clearly you just like made that up on the spot. Like
Yeah.
the packages don't exist. They're just
You can
like
do whatever you want.
Yeah, they're like, okay, well, the third package, if we add a boat to that, it's like, all right, okay, so clearly you're just like making shit up.
All right, let's do. We should do this. Put some. Yeah, what you have like hair in your mouth. Jesus Christ!
Like a hair in my.
People watch this shit.
Sorry, go ahead.
We'll put some polls up. Not even if it's legit. Like to see. You should put some polls up on the IG. Try to get some feedback.
Okay.
But try and get some polls and maybe some. If people want to offer us up some suggestions, because I know some people that listen that have done this before, or have been, everyone's been to, at least a couple bachelor parties.
Yeah.
I think that would be fun. Not that necessarily. I think that'd be fun. Fun thing to do. So give us some feedback on it. I think that'd be funny.
What's your well? What would be your like ideal? The question would be like, what would be your ideal bachelor party if you were like it was yours? But what would you want? Not you specifically, like the poll, like because obviously you've had yours. So I'm just saying, like.
Well, I definitely wouldn't want people to come to San Diego and go at the bar and throw up like in the bathroom and carry them out of the hotel room.
Get locked out. The concierge has to put like a ladder up to the porch and like break in through the porch. No, I'm curious what people would say.
Yeah. What would be your idea? We'll put some polls up online on social media. Should get some response. Let's do that.
Yeah, but it's crazy. It's like you think that like you just like there'd be like a couple options at these places. These places like go to town.
It's kind of like Vegas. They're gonna put fucking everything up there, everything and anything.
Yeah. And I think too that like this is going to be a more unique bachelor party, and it's not going to be like it's going to be more like outdoorsy. So these places are like perfect for that. If I called like Vegas, like a resort in Vegas, it was like, oh, we want to do like hiking. They'd be like, all right, well, we don't offer that shit. But these places are like, oh my god.
Dude, in Vegas, actually, we did that when we went to Vegas. There's the Red Rocks. Yeah.
Oh shit, that's right.
Dude, it's actually pretty good. It's like legit too. And they do have like, you can take, it's like 40 minutes from like the strip, but it's, you can go hiking. It's a national park and there's like a shit ton of trails you can do.
So here's a question. We can put a poll up for this. This is kind of a hard one to answer, but do you think bachelor parties are better for when the groom is younger? Oh
shit, time out here. Oh shit, we've been doing this all wrong.
What happened?
We were calling this bachelor parties.
Oh, jeez. Sorry.
Christ.
Do you think
the batch?
Yeah.
It's a party. Party's offensive. That means you're gonna, be misogynists and want to like rape people and stuff like that and like date.
Okay.
Rape.
Yeah. Jesus, you're right. Okay. Do you think the batch, hullabaloo, the batch event, is better when the bride or groom is younger or older?
What?
Do you think that the bachelor parties are better when you're younger or like our age now?
How would you have a bachelor party when you're like 12 years old?
It's Alabama. You get married.
Yeah, this is so much fucking like Jeffrey Epstein stuff here with you. Like fucking, you're talking about kids.
Would you like tell me I'm a sex trafficker? No, like, do you think it's better like a marriage right out of college? That's not even funny. I'm not even going to continue this one. It's not funny.
I would say older. I think anything's better. Well, I think older.
I think so too, because when you're younger, you have nights like that like all the fucking time.
Not necessarily. I mean, it is special when you do those things, and everyone's in like a good mindset. You're not going out one night. Oh, someone's going to work tomorrow, or there's like have drama going on with like someone there, or whatever. It's like everyone's there to have a good time, even if you don't know anybody. Mm-hmm. Like I did one once, and I didn't know. I knew the groom, obviously, but I didn't really know his other friends. But it was like we still had like a blast for the bachelor party, No,
I meant like, but if you're like, early 20s, you're probably going out a ton anyway. So I
haven't actually had a bachelor party in a long time. Mine were younger when I was in the early 20s.
Okay.
Early late 20s is when all of mine were.
Because like now, wouldn't you want to? I feel like I would want a bachelor party now more than like when I'm heavily like an alcoholic, like one like a.
Like the thing now though is you'd want like nicer stuff. Like when you're younger, you don't give a shit. You're like, okay, we'll just get like, like mid-level like hotel. You don't really care like so much.
Mm-hmm.
But now you're like, okay, I don't want to sleep on like a fucking shitty ass like bed. Like, I want to feel like comfortable so I can like go to sleep.
That's true. That's true.
But
like also you don't get those nights as often. So you're like, oh man, that's gonna be great. Like it's just a night to get like a whole weekend to get like totally fucked up. It's not like when you were younger and you did it like all the time. So you're like, all right, yeah, we get to go to like Vegas, but it was like we were at some bar last weekend. So
literally every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, I was at a bar this weekend and I was like, good. You're like, I was so fucked up. I was like, you say like I don't get blackout, but then every time I talk to you, you're like, yeah, I was at a bar this weekend. It was fucking just wasted.
Okay, yeah, you're probably right. I'm talking in generalizations, though. I'm talking like.
He's like me, dude. I'm the one that has a fucking kid. Like I just go out ever. Right. I'm like an old man.
You're right. You're right. You know what's hilarious? You like.
I'd be like in those fucking movies, like Wine Country. Like I watch fucking Wine Country, and that's like legit, like what I would be like. It's like, oh, we're out for the first time in like months. It's like ridiculous.
Like a POW. Oh my god, that's not funny. But how would you be
like, whoa.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Sorry, let's rewind that back. How would you be like a prisoner finally set free and you can like No, you're right. I'm just saying like even though I've been going out quite a bit recently, it's still more frequent when you're younger. I like how you FaceTimed me the other day and I was like wasted and I was like walking into somebody's apartment and I thought I had hung up. And then, like, one of my friends is like, oh, yeah, and that's Merc. And I just hear you like, oh, yeah, hey. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I didn't realize, like, you were, like, still on the phone.
I don't even know that. Oh, yeah, I do remember that. I thought you were just, Yeah, you're, like, out getting shit-faced. You're like, hey, here we are in the stairwell. I'm just, like, walking my dogs. Like, taking a shit.
Oh, my God.
No, I think it'd be fun as well. You just appreciate things when you're older. It's like, I mean, not that you wouldn't appreciate it when you're younger, but... Everything's. Oh. Well, weirdest noises.
I just sneezed. Oh my god.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. That was kind of went all over the place, but yeah. That's fine. I think older. Finally answer your question. I think older. You just look at everything in a different mindset. I feel like when you're younger, you're just like fuck everything. Like I can do whatever I want. I'll go to bachelor parties forever. And then
exactly.
I haven't had a bachelor party since probably my wedding. I think, which was a long time ago at this point.
Yeah, it's definitely. I agree. It's better when you're older.
But I have like no friends. Like nobody gets married. Or like one bachelor party. Like that's it.
Oh my god.
All right. Anything else?
Is there anything going on in sports we want to touch on really quickly?
No.
It's so dead in sports.
This is like the worst week ever. There's nothing going on. Literally nothing.
No.
The Open. No one gives a shit about the Open. It's like
I didn't even know the Open.
I'm like an asshole. Like one. Yeah. It's like who cares?
I saw like the update on my phone. I was like
NFL. We'll start a little NFL segment because NFL's back up. Training camp starts, so we can get back into sports.
Yeah, next week, right?
Yeah. Well, some teams are reporting now, I think, but I think like Patriots tomorrow, or Wednesday.
Okay, so Tom Brady and Carson Wentz have to be judged on their first week of practice. If they're a little rusty, then it's like the season's just lost. We got to
exactly. You're gonna be like, yeah, fuck this. Like Brady's washed up. Like,
yeah.
Oh shit, this guy's on pup list. He's not gonna come back. It's like
If any rookie like stands out in 11-on-11, then it's like, all right, like he's gonna be rookie of the year. Some like random 5th round pick that's like having some huge training camp.
Yeah. Let's see, stars of the week. It's like, yeah, who the fuck is this asshole? He's gonna get cut.
Yeah, so once this podcast gets big, like by next year, we'll be going to every training camp and doing live podcasts from every training camp.
Yes, mark it down.
Yeah, a year from now, we'll be heading to Bengals camp to start, and then
Peter King, get the Peter King jacket out.
The Peter King jacket, break it out of the closet.
All right. All right. All right, here we go. Podcast week 9. Follow us on Instagram at allright_here we go. All the podcasts are recorded on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook, and please share the podcast. Subscribe and give us a rating on iTunes and Podbean. It helps us a lot, so we appreciate it. All right, here we go. Podcast later, Phil.
All right, later.